so much, Mr. President. Do you mind taking your place on the podium? He really thinks he is. Mr. President, do you mind introducing the panel of your friends that
I would
you brought?
be honored to. We have our panelists all the way via satellite, starting with J.D. Vance right there. And my buddy Elon, we used to be friends. No, that's Bernie Sanders. He looks like Elon. There he is, my friend Elon. We were friends, now we're enemies. And of course, Sleepy Joe right there, President Biden. Let's start the rally. Let's start the question.
Good evening, Mr. President, and thank you for inviting me to sit on this panel. I love Branson, Missouri, although I must say the Wi-Fi here is a bit slow. I am super pumped, however, that Yakov Smirnoff drives a Tesla. That's so cool. What a country. What a car.
Yes, he's my new vice president right there. How about JD? Are you here, JD?
Yes, Mr. President, I am right here. It's me, J.D. Vance. And to clarify, I am the Vice President of the United States, not Elon Musk. No offense, just trying to clarify.
No offense taken, JD. Of course, you are the Vice President. I'm just a guy who launches rockets to Mars and tweets almost as much as President Trump.
Come on, man, can I say something here? I used to be not only the vice president, but also the president of Mars. And another thing, whatever.
Excuse me. Thank you, President Trump, for inviting me to be part of this town hall tonight.
You're welcome, Bernie. Thank you. Let's welcome our panelists tonight.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with you. The questions came from the audience, not in any particular order. Gas prices are pretty high still. Why do you think they are?
Yakov, the problem with gas prices is that all the oil is in Texas and Oklahoma, and all the dipsticks are in Washington.
Okay. President Biden, what do you think
Yakov,
about
this topic of gas prices has me all pumped up.
Well, how do you lower the gas prices?
I've given this a lot of thought, and when you pull into a gas station, you have to look up to see the prices on the signposts. Those posts are very tall. If we can cut them in half, that would lower the gas prices.
Is there a more practical way to do this to lower the gas prices?
To lower gas prices, we should sell it by quarts.
Not a bad idea, actually.
Okay. So, President Trump, back to you on this. In your first term, you were determined to have America energy independent.
Drill, baby, drill. Right?
Okay, and a lot of companies start developing product that could work to improve our energy independence. One company I know, and you might have heard of it, is developing a car in conjunction that will run solar and methane gas. And they're developing it in conjunction with Taco Bell.
I've heard of this car, Yakov. It gets 50 miles per burrito. And you can smell it a mile away. You'll be running for the border, but the border will be closed.
Yes.
Every time I fall down and go boom, I have to go to the hospital because I have an owie. Sometimes I wait many hours to get help for my owie. You grew up in the Soviet Union. What do you think about socialized medicine?
Well, they kind of, if you had cancer and you need radiation, they just send you to Chernobyl.
Maybe President Biden would like to add in.
Oh,
on
would
that.
he? President Biden, what do you think? How do we lower the medical cost prices?
Well, Yaakov, in the future, we will need to be more frugal. If you need an x-ray, go to the airport.
Brilliant. What a politician.
Okay, that's a good next question to J.D. Vance. Do you consider yourself being a politician, J.D.?
Well, no, Yakov, I do not consider myself a politician for this reason. Let's break down the word politics into the Latin. Poly means many, and ticks means blood-sucking parasites. Politics.
I agree with that.
If there was another pandemic, somebody said, how would you protect the people?
Well, Yaakov, I've had this question, and many people agree. Not me, but many others, including me. But I'll tell you the answer. How can the fabric of a cloth face mask protect me from a virus when the fabric of my underwear and my golf pants combined can't protect me from my toot? I know because I got a hole in one. My toots are silent but deadly. I was over par, believe me. But it's not like old Tootin' Putin. His toots aren't as powerful as mine. I have the most powerful toots in the world. What was the question?
Okay. Okay, last question. Came from a lady that wants to know from all the panelists and you, President Trump, do you wear boxers or briefs?
I wear English leather or I wear nothing at all.
What about...
Allow me to answer that in a brief statement. Briefs.
That's
Okay.
easy. Boxers.
Boxers or briefs? I don't see how this is any of your business. But if you must know the truth, I wear both.
Excuse me, Yaakov, I would like to give my rebuttal, if you don't mind, to answer the question as to whether I wear boxers or briefs. Depends.
And this is our town hall, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you everybody for your questions, participating in this. We're going to take a short break. I'd like to bring on stage a gentleman who is a wonderful comedian and a great impersonator. Please put your hands together for Jim Barber. Jim, come on.
Thank you, Yaakov. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. It's all in the hat, folks. I'm telling you right now. If you take the hat, you put the hat on, you become the Donald right there. But you take the hat off, and it's amazing. And this is not a MAGA hat. This is a Mala hat. Make America laugh again with Yaakov. And you can get it in the gift shop if you'd like. But thank you so much for coming tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the first part of the show. We're going to be taking a short intermission break. But before we do, there is a group of folks here tonight we'd like to recognize what are active and former military. Please rise so we can welcome you this evening.